two things right off the top. Great to see you, and congratulations on your Juno nomination, your first. How
Thank
does it
you.
feel having a nomination like this? Because we've known each other for a couple of years, and I know how hard you've been working throughout this whole time.
Rudy, thank you so much. I am so excited. I'm so excited. It's so great to see you too. I feel like it's been far too long, and this Juno nomination means the world to me. It means the world to me because it's on an album like Country Album of the Year, on an album that um is truly a really important moment in my career. You know, the things I wrote about on this record, and being extremely vulnerable, and being able to find the courage to say what I did on this album. Heart Theory is definitely a turning point for me, and so to be able to be recognized for a record that I had to release during a global pandemic, which as an artist releasing music in this time, it's just scary, because we didn't know how it was going to be received. We weren't able to perform and tour it and like bring it to the people. So it's like, what if nobody hears it, or how are they going to hear it? And so it's been incredible to watch these songs have the lives that they have, and continue to live incredible lives all around the globe, and be able to celebrate it in that way. And so to get my first Juno nomination ever for this record is really special.
Let's get into it because I remember you and I did a phone interview about this album. Let's talk about that really quickly. The name of the album and the theme behind it, because as you just said, this was probably the most personal album that you've ever put out.
Yeah, so the album's called Heart Theory, and it was written over the course of probably 3 years. And I wrote it to be like my musical diary. I wanted fans to be able to listen to it top to bottom and hear my process, hear me slowly unravel. Because I think that we all navigate through challenging times in our lives, whether that's for heartbreak, or losing a loved one, or going through global pandemics, or losing a job, whatever the reason may be. We go through these moments in our lives where we're kind of forced to learn a lot about ourselves and process a lot of emotions, and that is a process. If my first album was called The Project, this record would be the process of it, because I truly felt like it was the shock, the denial, the anger, the bargaining. There's this thing called the 7 stages of grief, and I wrote the album kind of around that. It was a concept album to be, the full arch of like the shock of the initial thing, going through the whole process of it, and then ending in a place of acceptance, being able to know that you've gone through the tunnel, you've done the work, you've come out the other side as feeling more whole of a person.
Now, isn't there a number one single from this album?
Yeah. I was able to celebrate my second number one, Want Me Back, at the end of the year last year, which was just a crazy and incredible way to finish off the year. And then I just got awarded my first gold record because of it. So that's pretty exciting.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Here you are, you're having all these amazing experiences happening. The rest of the world, and yourself included, are going through the worst experience that we've had in our lifetime with COVID-19. What is it like, or how is it like for you dealing with all the restrictions and all the worry and all the pain, and seeing all the pain that people have been going through with COVID 19 and other aspects of life, from Black Lives Matter to things we've seen in the States, Karens and Kevins, and all these other things that have been going on? What's it like dealing with that, and then dealing with your triumphs? I can only imagine your head must be spinning.
I think everybody's head has been spinning. We have all navigated through a lot this past year. It's been a challenging year in so many ways, as you described, for so many reasons. And in the same light, I feel like we have learned a lot. We've learned a lot, and we've gained perspective and appreciation for things that we probably took for granted, or did not even see and needed to learn. And sometimes ignorance is our worst quality, and I think that we have gotten insight into a lot of things that we needed to over the past year, for COVID, for Black Lives Matter, for you know just navigating through all of the things that we have been. This year 2020 and the beginning of 2021 was a time. It was a definite time. And so I feel that I personally am grateful, as my dog wants to say hello. Personally, I am super grateful for the perspective that I have gained, of just, it's not like I ever took my job for granted, but to be able to slow down, we toured like crazy. In 2019, I was on the road 280 days. And so to be going at that pace and then to slow down to nothing and be sitting by myself in a house in between four walls and staring at them, it was just a vast difference. And it really taught me a lot about perspective. It taught me a lot about balance, which I am not good at, and helped me like reprioritize a lot in my life that I think, a lot of us have been able to kind of look at those lessons and be like, okay, yeah, friends and family, maybe I should spend more time with that. Maybe I can learn how to do my job more efficiently so I can free up more time to even do those things. And so I think as a human population, we have learned a lot this past year.
Definitely. I still got more questions, but I have to ask, who is our friend that has
Sorry,
joined
she
us?
she always loves to be the center of attention. This is Hendrix.
Hi, Hendrix.
I named her after my favorite guitar player ever, Mr. Jimi Hendrix, of course. But she is the light of my life. She's a little rescue pup, and yeah, she loves to be attached to my body at all times.
Fantastic. Keep her in the
Oh my
interview. I
gosh.
absolutely love this. You were
Okay.
talking about touring, and the importance of, like, I guess the question I'm asking is, you've probably come to realize, like a lot of us have too, because of the way the industry is right now. We can't go out and tour. We can't go out to shows and things like that. The importance that music does bring to people's lives. What do you think about that?
I think that music is the universal language to bring us together. And so the power that a song can have to connect to humans that are completely different ages, even speak different languages. Like, we have been fortunate enough to do a lot of international touring before COVID, and traveling in countries like Germany and seeing them react to songs that they don't even necessarily know what it says, or being on tour with, like, we've gone on tour with a few German artists where I can't even tell what they're singing about, and yet I can still feel moved from a song. Like, it's just, music is a really incredible thing. And so being able to be grateful for it and be reminded of how therapeutic it can be, as I think we all have leaned on music in so many ways over this past year. And so yeah, I think it's a great thing to be reminded of that. And as a songwriter, it's so valuable to be reminded of that, to make sure that, I'm writing the best songs I can, to be able to be that connector, that universal language piece.
Now, I read a headline where I saw country superstar Blake Shelton, and I saw your name connected with Blake Shelton, and I saw some other massive country artists. What's going on here? Why is your name? Of course, I can understand why your name is connected, but there's a reason why your name is connected with all these stars.
I am so excited. Rudy, we are going on tour with Mr. Blake Shelton this summer.
Yes.
And I've always been such a fan of Blake and what he does, and his, generational changing songs. Of course, he's been a huge star in The Voice the past few years, but he's just such a good dude. And I've known him in town here in Nashville for a while. And so to be able to go out on the road with him this summer, I'm so excited. And to top it off, it's going to be like a country music mecca show. So Blake has a show, and then within his show, he calls up Martina McBride, Trace Atkins, and Tracy Bird, and we get to open the night for all of that. Like, we get to
Yes.
prepare everybody to watch that. So I just feel so grateful, and I cannot wait to get to hang out with Blake and Gwen on the road.
Okay. Anything else that's going on musically? Are you looking at new music in 2021, 2022? I can't. 2022. My God, this year
It's
is
a
flying.
tongue twister. I know. Absolutely. I have been writing like a crazy person, and I'm so excited about the music I'm writing right now. I'm just about to go into the studio within the next few months, so I will have new music out before the end of the year.
And just curious, has your writing changed, or the theme has changed, like the way you wrote before COVID to the way things are now with COVID going on? Is it different
Yeah,
from before and after?
wouldn't necessarily say the way I write. If anything, I'm just a lot more open to writing about anything at this point, or just being like less of a filter and just writing exactly what I'm feeling. But I'm in a really good spot. I'm so grateful. A lot of last year I mean, we all were navigating through some dark times, and I know like mental health was a huge thing, and I've just put a lot of love into that specifically. And because of it, I feel in a really good place in life right now, and I'm just so grateful for so many incredible humans in my life, and for this little fur baby that I got, and being able to play shows again this summer. And so it's been a really um, enriching past few months, to for lack of better words, just because I feel very, very fueled to get back out on the road in a whole new way. Like, I think I'm going to be able to establish a different level of balance that I never have been able to before.
I just wish you were back here in Ontario for Boots and Hearts, because I haven't heard anything with Boots and Hearts yet. But not seeing you there for this is going to be 2 years in a row. It's
I
like,
know.
oh, this is so painful because you've put on such an amazing show. And speaking of amazing
Thank you.
shows, jumping back to the Junos, have we heard anything yet? Are you involved in any way? Are you doing any show? Oh, I see the head shaking.
Yes, so I will be doing a very special performance with Mackenzie Porter on the opening night awards, and so I'm so
Yes.
excited to be able to share the stage with her, and as well as we are already in the midst of planning performances. So you'll see me back in Ontario before the end of the year if I have anything to say about it.
Fantastic. And just so you know, I will be getting my second shot. So hopefully things will be safe,
Amazing,
that I'll be
amazing.
able to come over to see you, talk to you, maybe even a quick hug if we're able to do that. Either way, I would love to see you again in person. And I'm so happy with everything you're doing. Congratulations on the nomination, #1 song, tour, album, everything you're doing. Congratulations!
Thank you
Exclamation
so
mark.
much. Thank you so much, Rudy. It's always such a pleasure to talk to you, and I just appreciate you being such a fan of me.
Big love.
So much love.